gentlemen, we are here again with another Facebook Live on this lovely Wednesday. Hey, here's what I know, Misty, about tomorrow. This year, everyone can achieve their goals because you have an extra work day. It's leap year. But from the lovely state of Arizona, the Sedona Flagstaff Market, we have Misty Price. Misty, welcome to the show. And the crowd goes crazy. So start off by telling a little about yourself, maybe how long you've been in the business, all that good stuff, please.
Okay, I have been in the business almost 6 years. And a little about myself, I am going to be a grandma of three this year. I have
No
six
way.
children. I have my second and third grandbabies coming this year. I'm so excited. And we do
Wow.
have six children. My husband and I, we have a blended family. So a lot of kids. We just became empty nesters. It's kind of a new thing. And real estate, I just love it. What can I say? It's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I was going to say you look too young to be, but today, I mean, people look younger today. So good for you. Great job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So 6 years ago, what were you doing before real estate?
It's interesting you ask. So, I have my degree in early childhood education and family support. So, I did that for about 10 years while my kids were growing up, and it was great because they could be close to me. I had work hours that worked around their schedule, and I've done everything from being a Montessori toddler teacher all the way to being a director of a private school. So I've done the admin portion of it and working with kids, and it's been great. Well, about 6 years ago, my husband and I found ourselves in a custody battle for children, and it became very difficult. And we found ourselves in a financial crisis, honestly. My husband is active duty military. He's been in for over 28 years, and
Wow.
he yeah, two combat deployments, and so he was picking up extra jobs. I was working with patients with dementia, and I had an at-home business, and we were just drowning. It was really difficult. I sat there on the couch, and I remember the day that I literally was like, I can do something. There's something I can do to help my family. I'm not going to just sit here and watch us suffer. When I have a little more flexibility than my husband, I can do a little bit more. And real estate came to mind. I remember going and having this conversation with my husband Mitch and saying, I think I can do this. I want to do this. He ended up selling some of his belongings in order to put me through real estate school. So I went to
Wow.
real estate school. I got my license, and I worked my little heart out. I mean, I had such a fire under me due to our struggles that I was ready, and I was not going to accept defeat. So I worked 8 hours a day, every single day, sometimes more. And we all know in this business, we don't see anything come about right away. I mean, it usually takes a little bit of time. So me working full time for about 3 months, I brought my home my first check. And I remember my husband and I took a screenshot of our bank account. It was like negative $100 when I brought home my first check. And I just kept working and kept going and kept going. And it's just been a huge blessing for our family since then. So that's a little background into why I went down this
Wow.
path.
So when you got, well, first off, so no wonder you do well in real estate because you work with children. So now you're working with children with money.
I can't tell you how helpful that degree has been in this career. It's been great being able, if you can understand a toddler and understand what their needs are, especially when they have trouble speaking, it really helps with adults too.
It really does, especially when people are emotional, during a transaction. Sometimes they get a little, crazy and, it's
Yeah.
mine. Not quite
So
the same.
true.
Right? Yeah. And
Very
Patrick,
true.
and Patrick, your manager there, he was also a teacher for years too. So that's probably very helpful in him too, because you get a lot of qualities. You know, I kind of teach. I do success series and I do coaching. So I've noticed it have a tremendous effect on my patience level, right? I'm sure that helps you with your patience level too.
Absolutely, patience. I have a great filter. You know, when you're working in a classroom, you have to have a great filter. And so, yeah, those things have come in handy over and over and over. It's been great and helpful.
The filter's tremendously helpful when you don't say what you feel like saying sometimes, is probably extremely helpful.
It is so true.
That's great. Well, what a great
So fun.
story. I had no idea. But that is great. I'm so glad you shared that with us. Thank you for sharing it. So, when you came into real estate, you had a why, right? So, how many kids do you
A
guys have
big one.
together? Your blended family.
So I have 4 biological children and 2 stepchildren. And it's
Wow.
interesting because we both have 2 children with the same name. So I have a Gunner, he has a Gunner. And what people don't know is my husband and I actually grew up together. We were born on the exact same day. We grew up together, graduated together. He went into the military. I went off to college. It's like a country love song, you know. And we just went different directions and then came back together later in life. And it's just our kids blended so well, our families blended so well that people really can't tell whose kids are who. So it's kind of cool.
So, what do you call? Did you both? What do you call them? Gunner one, Gunner two?
So we call him Gunner J and Gunner P because Gunner
Oh, wow.
J is his middle name and then Price is, Gunner Price. So yeah, it's
That's
pretty
cool.
it's pretty fun. Our families we have a lot of fun together. My boys pretty much made me TikTok famous because they're so hilarious. I just happened to post a video and ended up getting 16 million views on that. And so
Wow.
yeah, it went viral. The video went viral. I had, I think, 80 followers at the time, and now I have almost 24,000. So it's our family's pretty funny. Just a great family, and we know what hardship looks like. We know what love and uh, good fortune looks like. I mean, we've kind of been through it all together, so it's made us really close as a family.
That's awesome. And you guys live in Sedona or do you live in Flag?
So we live just out of Flagstaff. We live in an area called Belmont. So it's just west of Flagstaff, close to the base. There is a military base here, and that's where my husband works. So it's really close to where he works, and it's great.
Oh, that's perfect. Wow, what a great
Mhm.
story. I love it. That's so awesome, and it's so great that you got into real estate. When you were looking at it, and you said, because you said an interesting thing there, you said, "I felt like I could do this." What about it, made you feel that way?
I feel like when a challenge is before me, something challenging, my husband will tell you if I decide I'm going to do something, there's no stopping me. It's a mindset. If I make that decision, watch out. I'm going to make it happen. If I don't fully commit, he's like it's like pulling teeth to get me to do things sometimes, but if I make that commitment and I just go for it, I'll do it. And I remember sitting there and feeling like my world was falling apart, feeling like how are we going to take care of these kids? We have this financial issue all of a sudden. What are we going to do? I'm watching my husband go to work all day and come home and do pick up odd jobs to try to just give us enough money to get through. And I was working 2 different jobs, but I was like, "I can do something challenging. I can do something more." And
Mhm.
sometimes I don't think that I see in myself the things others do, but in this case, I kind of bypassed that thought, and I was like, "What am I gonna do about this?" And
Yeah.
real estate at the time, it's been a little crazy over the past few years, ups, downs, everything in between. At the time, it was pretty stable. It wasn't anything crazy like in 2020 or 2021, but it was a stable, business at the time. And so I just knew I could do it. I saw the challenge in
Right.
it, but also something that could be a blessing for my family. And I mean, at that time when you're just making it paycheck to paycheck, and then working full time and not seeing anything coming in, I think that's where a lot of agents they quit because you
Right.
don't see anything coming in right away. I mean, the average escrow is what, 30 days?
Right.
So even going under contract, you're looking at another month out. And here we were just making it paycheck to paycheck. And I was determined. I was determined to make it happen. And yeah, it worked out well and just thankful for it. It changed everything for our family.
Well, thank you for your service as a family. I really, so that's such a great story. I love it. And I agree with you. So you had a couple years of a steady market, and then it went crazy, which was probably very helpful to you because you were able to establish yourself, develop a pipeline, and then boom,
Mhm.
all hell broke loose, and you went through
Oh,
probably a
yeah.
great run in 2021. Yeah.
Absolutely. 2021 was my highest best year that year. I sold over 27 million in real estate that year. And I was actually working for a new builder at the time. So I have some experience with that too, which I feel like has really helped my knowledge of the new build, industry and how that all works. I'm back to being my own agent. It just works with my family and
Yeah.
sometimes I have two children in Alaska. My grandbaby's in Alaska, so I do take trips up there, and this allows me to. But it never fails. Anytime I go on a vacation, business picks up. I don't know if you've felt that, but it always happens.
Oh yeah. If you want business to pick up, set a vacation and pay for it, and watch what happens.
Exactly. Yes. I've been on the middle of a cruise ship with, paid Wi-Fi up at 12 in the middle of the night working on contracts and stuff like that. So we definitely pay our dues too.
No doubt. But so tell us a little about that. So you've worked for a builder, you've had a great year in 2021 and so forth. How do you do your business today? Like where does most of your business come from?
A lot of referrals. A lot of my business is referral based, and that's something I'm working with Patrick on is also increasing the working on my database to be able to touch or reach out and the people that I've sold homes to keep those relationships going. That's something that I'm working on just because when I was in the new build, that area of my life, it was much different. It wasn't a lot of database work. It was more, people coming to me helping them with their home. It was very hands-on that moment. It wasn't going back and working through my database. So now that I'm back as an agent on my own, I'm really working on building that database again, those relationships. So a lot of the business I have coming in are friends or referrals, things like that.
You probably can work those people that are in the new construction too, right? They're your past clients. So you can probably work them as
Yes,
well.
definitely.
All right, cool. Are there any other than your sphere? Are there any other areas? Like, are you big on open houses? Do you do any expired for sale by owners? Anything like that?
It's interesting that you ask. I just recently became a host for American Dream TV. So this is kind of a new thing that I'm doing. I've never been the person to kind of do what everyone else is doing. I like doing things a little bit different, trying to be very authentic, bring out my authenticity. And so this allows me to kind of step out of the box and force myself to get out there, meet people, because it really is about highlighting lifestyle, culture, and some real estate. So it's not the Misty show, it's, my community and what's going on in my community, the good things that are happening. And I've already met so many amazing people that I wouldn't have met if I wasn't doing this little bit of a journey that I'm going on right now.
Wow, so that's awesome. So tell us about the show. When is it on, and what exactly? How long is it, and what station? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so they choose several agents in the area, top producing agents, and we are able to do about a 5-minute segment every other month. So I'm actually doing my first filming this Saturday, where I'll be featuring the chef and owner Rochelle Daniel of Atria. I'll be talking with Lisa Hansen, who is has created this nonprofit called Mothers Against Child Exploitation. She works with the schools to protect children. And then I'll be also walking through a $5 million listing in the area, luxury mountain retreat, beautiful. So I'll be able to film every other month, and then the in between months it'll actually air. And it's a Emmy Award winning or Emmy Award nominated TV show. So it's just positive TV. It's just another way to kind of get out there and be a part of the community and highlight the good things going on. So it airs on quite a few different places: Amazon Prime, Travel TV, Tubi, what is it, Roku TV. There's quite a few different places that
Oh,
it'll
that's
air.
cool. Now, the
Yeah.
properties and the people you interview, do they do help you with that, or do you come up with your own and get it approved by them?
Yeah, so I actually get to come up with how I want to, what I want to highlight in the area. They only want it to be about 20% real estate. They want it to actually be 80% or more of community, lifestyle, things like that. So my next film date, which will be in April, I'm actually going to be going to the deer farm here with a special needs workout class. So we're going to be able to feed deer and hang out, and of course I'll feature real estate in that episode too. So just it's just really fun. I really love it.
You could do one journey to the center positive energy vortex of the universe.
I should. I've thought about Sedona and doing some filming down there. It's such an amazing place.
Yeah, yeah. You'd have to probably involve Nizreen, but yes, you could definitely do that
Oh yeah,
one.
definitely. I'll walk through one of her listings. She's got some great ones down there.
Yeah, but that would be it's such a great part of the world to live in too. And I didn't know there was a base that close. I had no idea.
Yeah, and it's great because, we can go to Sedona. It's like 40, 45 minutes away. We have the red rocks and the beauty there, and then where we live, it's all pine trees and mountains and ski slopes, and it's just gorgeous. A lot of wildlife. I mean, we leave our house on a side by side and we're looking at, one day we went out driving, we saw antelope, deer, turkeys, elk. I mean, there's just so much wildlife here. It's just beautiful.
And you've guys and Flag has got a decent amount of snow this year too, haven't they?
Yeah, last year was some record snowfall. This year seems kind of yeah, last year was the year where everyone had to go get, industrial size snow blowers to get their driveway cleared. This year's feels like much more mild than
Much
last
more
year.
manageable. Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Well, as long as the ski area
definitely.
gets enough, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, everyone's out skiing all the time here. It's great. We have a great ski slope, and then, we're close to Williams too. They have the sledding hill and the little roller coaster. There's a lot around us. I mean, we're just there's so much to do here. I think that's why
It
people
is.
want to come to Flagstaff.
It's a great area. Okay, well, speaking of that, now my favorite question. So, if somebody like yourself, wants to get into real estate, get off on the right foot, or somebody who's maybe been at the same area for a while and they want to catapult their business, what would the three most important points you tell them to focus on?
I would say the number one, align yourself with a great mentor right from the beginning. I feel like a lot of people are chasing the dollar, and at that point, it should be all about learning how to do things the right way, learning the business, and that might mean sacrificing some of the funds coming in at the beginning. I aligned myself with a great mentor. I joined a team right out of real estate school, and I feel that that really put set me off on the right foot. I feel like that was a huge important thing. The second thing I would say is keeping a balance in all things. It's so easy to be pulled down one direction or another, whether it's, you've got family pulling you this way, you've got your business pulling you this way. And as real estate agents, I mean, we could answer the phone all day long. And there has to
Yeah.
be balance. I feel like when we're in balance, we're our best selves and we're able to do the best job for our clients, but also for our family. So
Mhm.
I've worked really hard on trying to keep a balance, and I haven't always done great at it, But when I'm in balance, I'm better. I'm doing better. And then number 3, I would say work on staying in a healthy mindset. Our brains are powerful, so powerful. If we believe we can do it, we will do it. But we're also, on the other hand, we can self-sabotage ourselves in a heartbeat. And
Mm.
so I think keeping that mindset in the right place is huge for this business. Just believing you can and figuring out how to do it and going for it.
I love it. Wow, 3 great points. I love it. Because a mentor, you have a great one there with Patrick. Also, you have Nisreen. You have so many great. That office is really Patrick has really turned that office into it's a rock star office now. So with yourself included. So
Absolutely. Thank
congratulations.
you.
And I love the mindset too. You have to believe, and it's not a cockiness. It's just a confidence, right?
Mhm. Yes, correct. It's
And
believing
and the
you
way you get there
can,
is by
making it happen.
yeah, exactly. Taking the right actions every day is how you become more and more confident, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Misty. Any final words you want to leave these lovely people out in Facebook land? I know. Hey, I know you're a what do you call it? Instagram. Is it Instagram or was it TikTok that you got all those views?
TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok.
so you're a TikTok sensation, but now we're on Facebook. Any final words you want to leave these lovely Facebook people?
Just go after your goals. Don't settle for less. Honestly, like I said, my whole world changed when I believed I could do it. And I
Hmm.
decided to change my family and do things for them. We've been all over the world and we've done some amazing things, and just don't give up. Just go for it.
Go for it. I love it. And sometimes when you have, and I'm going to say the gift of desperation, even though like when you feel like, what am I going to do? I have to make something happen. Sometimes we look at that as a bad situation, but look, it's happened in my life a few times too. It kicks you into gear. It
Right.
really reveals who you are, right? And then you go out and you make it happen. So even if you're in that bad place, you can jump out
Mhm.
and you can make something of your life and you can make this business. And I love what you said about balance too, because I think that's important. You can't be overbalanced, meaning that you can't just work all the time and then expect when you get there everything to be wonderful and you have no relationships and you're divorced and your kids can't stand you. You want to keep everything rocking together at the same time.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Misty, thank you very much for your time. You're a rock star. Really appreciate your time. Thank you very much and
Thank
have a great day.
you.
Bye, everybody.
You too. Bye.
Bye.